I'm going to put the amendment. Product placement. Paula Peters talked a little earlier on about Atos, and I think that in a lot of ways spoke for itself. But just over a year ago, Deepak was at a very small meeting here in London that decided we were going to look at setting up an anti-bedroom tax campaign in this country. And here we are, only a little more than 12 months later on, and we've seen effectively the abolition of the bedroom tax in Scotland, and the cracks opening up all over. Deepak has been at the heart this year, in this last year, of fighting back in many ways. On the Independent Living Fund, we defeated the government in the courts. One of our sister organisations, the Mental Health Resistance Network, has embarrassingly humiliated the government by showing that the work capability assessments discriminate against people with mental health difficulties. Again and again and again, disabled people have been at the forefront of fighting back. And in each one of those struggles, we've been solidly supported by the trade union movement, with affiliations, with people coming down and taking part in our direct actions, showing us solidarity, delivering us with affiliations to join with Deepak. And that's been an exceptional model of how this movement needs to be built, and why we're so proud to be here today, uniting with all of you within the People's Assembly and all the other movements that we're involved in. And we need to see more than that. But Deepak is about one thing: we're about unity, we're about solidarity, and we're about finding back. And our aim is to level up. Our aim is to level up the struggle every opportunity we can have. And that's why I'll echo Paula Peters' words, that while we value and have celebrated every single victory that we've had, and the solidarity we've had from the trade unions, we do need to see more of it. Again and again, we've seen this at this conference here today. We've heard from Doncaster, we've heard from the Wigan Hopeless workers, we've heard about the Scottish social workers up in Scotland from Unison, who took action recently against attacks on their conditions at work. And we're seeing again and again, and the outstanding one, of course, is the London Underground strikes. Right at the beginning of that strikes, the RMT, Tessa trade unions, approached Deepak and said we wanted to build a public campaign to go alongside the industrial action. And that's what we set out, and that's what we did, along with colleagues from Occupy, from the Green Party, from other organisations fighting back. We stood alongside our colleagues from the RMT and Tessa trade unions. But it wasn't just the public campaign that built that campaign in such a united way. It was the threat of not just one-day strike action, but continuous threats of strike action from the RMT that made that movement so strong that it pushed Boris back in the way that it did. This shows the way to fight back. We've got an opportunity to build on that for the rest of this year to come. I'm delighted to say that at last my own union, Unison, is at last again talking about fighting back with a ballot over pay this year. And I hope we see that come out full and force in this year. Deepak will be trying to be there alongside all our brothers and sisters in every union fighting back, and we want to be part of that demonstration, but it's going to take more than the one day this time round. We hope that we're going to be fighting for that both inside Unison and outside it. I hope that this conference can take that message forward, and I think that Deepak is showing that we're showing that the model to win is the model of uniting the trade union movement and the social movements together. So individually we can make a difference, together we're unbeatable. Thank you, comrades.